Okay. 3 o'clock. Um, I put it like
You tripping, that ain't come for me.
Hey, how you doing?
How do I know?
and
Some geriatric sugar daddy.
two.
Mute this too.
Be for real. Who's trying to? Just give us a couple of minutes, get some more people in, and then we'll be ready to start.
Yep.
Can't tell the difference.
I can't hear nothing.
We're not speaking.
Oh, okay.
Hey. Good mom.
Before we get started, I see someone else just joined. Just by a show of hands, if you guys can acknowledge on the screen, how many of you guys are in the state of Illinois? Aside from the moderators. The guests, if you guys by a show of hands or to drop in the chat, how many of you guys are from Illinois? Okay, Tracy. Yeah, if you guys can do that for us, that'd be great. And I'll actually put that in the chat as well.
Yeah, two. You got the phone and the laptop on?
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you?
We're good.
Hey, Tasha.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Glad you made it.
Yes, I am. I see we have quite a few people here in the room. Thank you guys for joining us today. I want to take this time and hold on one second. I want to take this time and
Tasha, before you continue on,
Hold on. Let me unmute your mic. Cause I just muted everybody. Hold on, Tasha.
hello everybody. I wanted to take this time right now and extend a heartfelt welcome. I want to introduce myself. Let me just start off with that. My name is Latasha Hoskins. I am the founder of A Union of Compassionate Healthcare. I am a home services staffing agency here on the south side of Chicago. I am forever grateful to be a part of this great organization that we are with the Illinois Home Services webinar here. I want to definitely take this time and welcome each of you that has taken the time out of your busy schedule on today to join us. A lot of this cannot be easy. It was never easy, and it will never be easy. We always do what? We take our right foot, we put it before our left foot, and we keep it going. We make it look good. I definitely, like I said, I definitely want to welcome each of you all. If you all have someone that you can tag, join them in and ask them to come on in here with us and gain a little knowledge on our process. And when I say our, I don't just mean mine. I mean each and every last one of us that are here today. So welcome, welcome, and welcome.
Y'all can hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Who said that?
Tavia.
Okay, because I was like, I know I muted everybody, but I'm not sure if I unmuted, so sorry. Let me see. Okay, so I think I unmuted Dorothy.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Okay, okay. All right.
So are we going to still give it a few minutes? It's only 4:11. What would you like to do?
I think we can finish. I think we can continue. We don't want to.
3:11. Okay.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and continue then. All right. So first of all, we're going to start our webinar off and with prayer. We are a Bible believing entity, a sisterhood, brotherhood, all that attend are in agreement with prayer. So we definitely want to start getting a text message. We want to start this webinar off in prayer because it is a faith walk, guys. This, and like Latasha said, it has not been easy at all. So we need the help of one another, but I think most importantly, we definitely we definitely need the help of God. So let's start it off with prayer, and then we're just going to proceed forward with the webinar. Father God, in the name of Jesus, first of all, we just want to say thank you. God, we thank you because you have been so good to us. You've been so merciful, God, and you've been so kind. Lord, we thank you for this day, a day that we've never seen before. God, you said in your word that we were to rejoice and be glad in it. God, we thank you for all of the attendees. God, we thank you for all of the business owners, God, and the future business owners. We thank you for giving us wisdom and knowledge to bring us this far in this process. And we thank you for taking us on and beyond. Father God, we bind division, we bind fear, we bind slothfulness, and we bind and we come against anything that you did not ordain. God bless our speakers one by one and continue to unite us, the Illinois home care workers of the state of Illinois, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you.
Amen.
That was good.
Amen. God is good, and
Yeah.
He is greatly to be praised. And sisters, we can't, in Him we live, move, and have our being. So we are always going to acknowledge and Him. So at this point, Latasha has come in and she has done the welcome address, and so I hope everyone feels welcome. We have 16 participants so far. Again, the Zoom link is out, is published. So it's welcome for anyone to just click the link and come on in the room. Now we have speakers that are lined up, and they're going to come on momentarily, and they're going to come in and introduce themselves and give you the tools you need for your business to be successful. Again, this is the Illinois Home Care Agency webinar, and this is our first annual home service webinar, strategically covering the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
We have it is our, I should probably put my video on, huh? Let me see. I think I did. There it is. I am on vacation, but nonetheless, this is our first of many annual Illinois Home Service webinar. Now, we decided to have this webinar as a webinar because our first go around, we wanted to have something live and up close and personal, where we were going to invite all kinds of agencies to come in and be a part of it. But we shifted and decided to do a webinar, and it looks like it worked out just fine. So again, welcome to the Illinois Home Services first and annual webinar. Now, we also have a wonderful, wonderful Facebook group. It's the Illinois Home Services Facebook group. You all, if you have not joined that page, you need to join that Facebook group. This group has become very resourceful, and we have close to 100 members, and it is a very new page. So that is to be commended, because to have 100 prospective business owners is phenomenal. And then let alone, I'm sure, I pray that they're all home service care workers. So that's phenomenal in and of itself, to know 100 people that are endeavoring to start a Facebook group. To start a home health care agency, a home service agency, a group home, and beyond is amazing, because I couldn't name 100 people, let alone 5, but to have 100 people come together on that Facebook group is absolutely amazing. Now, that Facebook group, we want you to make your posts. We want you to ask your questions there, any concerns you may have. Like when I was praying and binding the spear of reluctancy and fear, all that it has come upon us, going in this journey. It has been nerve-wracking. Sometimes we felt all alone, no doubt about it. Because we also know that our vision might not be our assistant's vision, and it might not be the next person's vision. And we find ourselves in this process all alone. So Charmaine and I, we decided we were going to start this Facebook group. We're like, hey, let's do this, and let's bring all the women together that need the help, that everyone's charging thousands of dollars to get the information. Sometimes we freely give. And on some levels, we do charge for certain things because of the work that has gone into it. So again, that is Illinois Home Services Facebook page. And we have a dynamic chat where we still glean off one another. We bounce ideas off others. We share valuable information, not to mention other links and websites. So it's a great resource for anybody that needs that sisterhood or that needs that extra help without, again, paying thousands and thousands of dollars for it. So please go on over to Facebook and join the Illinois Home Services Facebook page, and definitely be a part of that chat. Now, you can turn your notifications off, but still remain in the chat, because we have a lot going on in that chat. So sometimes your phone, can go crazy, but just turn the notifications off. Never leave the chat, because we post so much valuable information that you do not want to miss it. So again, go on over to Facebook and join. Again, we have close to 100 members, and I don't even think we've had it for maybe like 2 months. So definitely go ahead and join. Now, again, the Facebook group is comprised of business owners covering the entire state of Illinois. So we have some as far as Six Flags, all the way down to near the city of St. Louis. So that's just how vast this Facebook group is, and how it's helping so many owners, new owners, old owners, and would-be owners. So definitely, again, don't hesitate to join. And we're making great strides, as future business owners. So you won't be joining in vain. Not to mention, we also have like a weekly Zoom meeting that's on Wednesdays, 3:30 Central Time. Now, if this time does not work for you, let us know in the chat right now. We have no problem with moving the time, but we have these weekly Wednesday chat Zoom meetings, and they're so beautiful. Again, this is another way to get the help that you need. And we really prefer if you come in on Wednesdays and you ask those questions, because our Facebook group, the Facebook group is just kind of not the place sometimes. So if you come in on Wednesday, you can ask away. We will definitely help you to the best of our ability, and you won't be disappointed, because in this group we have people that have crossed the finish line. They have their license, Medicaid, everything. So you will be helped from start to finish. So we have so much in store for you tonight. We have some professionals that will definitely be coming on and giving you information regarding their services. And again, we want to encourage you. Yeah, I don't know. My thing is just going. My phone is going off, so I'm a little distracted. So definitely stay tuned. All right. So again, Latasha has already done the welcome address, and I'm just going to let you know who the admins are, and then we're going to proceed forward. Our admins are Charmaine Landingham. She's one of the admins and founder of the Facebook group. Dr. Octavia Altheimer West. She's another admin of this group as well. Shayna Smith. She's also another admin and coordinator for the weekly Zoom meetings, and we call her our unit secretary. And Tiffany Neal, she's another admin, another one full of resources. But you're gonna hear all these women speak, and believe me, you want to take your notes. And if you're driving, take your mental notes, because they're going to be dropping gems. And Latasha Hoskins, again, she came on and did the chat, and of course, she did the welcome address. So we thank her for that. And then myself, Dorothy Connor. So again, we have so much in store for you tonight. This afternoon, excuse me. Our speakers will be coming in momentarily. So until then, we're going to turn it over to maybe Shayna, or I don't see, or we can, turn it over to all of the admins, and they can talk about themselves, their agencies, because our speakers are going to be coming in about 10 minutes. And again, they're going to be dropping jewels and gems. They're going to be giving you resources that you need. Now, don't feel pressure. Don't feel pressure at all to take advantage of their services. We're just providing resources to you. Now, some of these companies we use, and we found them to be very user-friendly, and very, financially, the numbers were good. But don't feel pressured by any of them. Again, when we have our next video conference, or if it's in person, we're going to be bringing you more resources, because who knows, between now and next year, we may have changed software companies. So you never know. So again, definitely get ready to take your notes and your mental notes. And Shayna, we're going to turn it over to you. We can't hear you.
Charmaine right now.
Charmaine?
Yes.
You want to give it to Charmaine or Shayna?
Yeah, it's Charmaine.
Okay.
Hold on.
Hi, everyone. I am Charmaine, and if you're following along with the PowerPoint that was presented for the webinar here, hopefully everybody can see it perfectly without any issues. Like Miss Dorothy just stated, my name is Charmaine. I am the owner of Joland Home Care. This group was created in like mind of what Miss Dorothy just stated, to be a resource to each other without breaking an arm and a leg. This group has been very tremendous in helping me get off the ground and get everything going within, I would say, a fraction of the time. I will speak a little bit later about my testimonial and how this group has helped me succeed in getting my licensing with the state, with the Illinois Department of Public Health. But I just wanted to give you a brief introduction of who I am. My name is Charmaine Landingham, and we will be continuing to do this webinar. So just a brief overview of the speakers we have, because I'm very excited that they were able to join us today. We have a speaker that's going to be speaking on payroll, a software company, and also an insurance company. So if this is something that you have been trying to figure out, get a little bit more information on, do demos with, we're going to have some people here to give you some insight of how those processes work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charmaine. Thank you so much. Again, I'm Dorothy Connor with We Care for You Nursing Agency. We're located here in the state of Illinois. Well, let's just narrow it down. We're in Lake County. We cover Lake, Cook, and McHenry County. Again, that's Dorothy Connor with We Care for You Nursing Agency.
All right, thank you. Hey, everyone, I'm Shayna. I am representative of Memorabilia Home Care Service. When I found this group, I was in the transition. We have an agency in Harris County, which is Houston, Texas, and we came up to Illinois and it's been a ride. But since I've been in this group, I have been getting a lot of information. I have gained, sisterhood with everyone. This group is very informational. Any type of trials or any type of discouragement or anything of that nature, like we help each other. The Wednesday meetings are so important to me because it gives me fellowship with everyone. We have weekly meetings, so things happen during the week, things happen during the week. So when that Wednesday come, we just come together and we speak about things that we were working on from the last time we had met and, going forward. So I'm just so glad that I found the group because I would be lost, like really lost. Because I had started, because we had started the agency in Houston, Texas, which was easy breezy. It didn't take us long to get registered or incorporated. We have clients and employees there now. But when we come to Illinois, it's like a halt, stop, hold on, take a breath, breathe. Like it's a process, but because of this group, everyone, it was like a certain time everyone was getting approved for their license at the same time. Like it was just like boom. It was, we were working towards, getting everything done for the agency. Next thing you know, just like, I'm approved, I'm approved. So it was like, oh my gosh, it's like, thank you, God, for this opportunity and to network with individuals that is doing the same thing, and that's what I pray for. So I was just happy that I found this group. And I'm also in a testimony as well. So I'll go back into a little bit about my journey, but that's kind of a little bit what's going on. So thank you.
I think Tiffany, she's up next.
I think I had to unmute her.
Tiffany?
I was getting muted. Hello, everyone. My name is Tiffany. I'm with More Healing Care LLC, and I found Dorothy, and I started helping her with her policies and procedures. So I just want to say this group has been very helpful and very insightful on some of the things that they do. And I hope that you all continue to support us and support this group. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. And it is such a small world. We found each other and I won't let her go. I won't let her go. Yep. And she has been very instrumental with my process. And this is all we have been trying to do since day one, is to help people get across the finish line. That's it. So we reach out to the women who have, I remember when I met Tiffany, we were kind of right at the same stage. She beat me. She got her license. Then the week later, I got my license. Boom. Then she was Medicaid certified. A week later, I was Medicaid. So, and you know what? This is, we bounce off each other. We glean, hey, what did you write? What was this? And when you turn this in and what was this? Okay, what do you write on line C, D, E, F, G? This is what we want to do. And then with Shayna, she knows my daughters. I mean, so it is a small world, and it just works. What we have created, what we're doing, I'm telling you guys, if you guys don't get in on the ground, you won't catch us, because we're going to be killing it next year, and it will not be a webinar. So definitely stay tuned. Attend the weekly Zoom meetings. Be active on the Facebook group so that we know who you are. Like some of the posts, leave some information. Just don't take information, leave information as well. And then jump in the chats. We're always laughing and talking about something. Latasha is very busy in the Windy City, Chicago. She's always doing some kind of event. If you're in the area, swing by, say hi. You know, this is a sisterhood. And again, we just, you know, again, want to create something that's going to be fantastic. Latasha?
Hi, everyone. I do apologize. I was having some technical errors here, but as I stated earlier, my name is Latasha Hoskins. I am the founder of a Union of Compassionate Healthcare here on the southeast side of Chicago. I am a home services staffing agency. I established my company back in 21 prior to losing my third oldest son. Of course, that was a very traumatic experience for me. That time, that entire year was just in turmoil for me. I didn't think that I was going to be able to move forward with life, of course, right? Let alone a business. But here I am, 3 years in, well, 3 years in. And I just thank God. Being an entrepreneur, and especially in this field, right, is always a challenge. And if you're up for it, I say go for it. Don't come into this thing thinking that, hey, I'm in healthcare, I'm a home health aide, I am a CNA, I'm a RN, and I can do this. You can, you absolutely can do this if you have an ounce of passion. If you know that this is really something that you're gonna go in full throttle without thinking that, oh, I know they get paid $17 an hour, or they get paid $25 an hour, or they get paid $125 an hour. I can do this. It don't come that easy. So for us, right, if you will, it doesn't matter if it's home health agency, if it's home services agency, if it's your group home, these are all people that we're taking under our umbrella to care for. So if you're taking them under your umbrella to care for them, we have to come in doing that with an ounce of compassion. So for me, being a part of this great organization, when I tell y'all, I cry. I thank these ladies a lot. And when I say we pour into each other, I need this. We need this foundation. And like Ms. Dorothy stated earlier, there are so many of us, right, that charge an enormous amount of money for the services that we're providing amongst each other for nothing, because we need this. We need each other. We need each other. If you're just starting out, or even if you're 3 years, 5 years, 10 years in, you still need somebody. We all need each other. So I am grateful for everyone that took the time out to be a part of our first webinar. It's not going to be our last. For our first webinar, I thank you all so much for believing in us, and just being here with us.
Well, definitely thank you so much, Latasha. I mean, she was another one that we met right off the bat, you know, and I think there was some other Facebook group, and we just saw a lot of people in this other Facebook group that were all from Illinois. We're like, you know what? Let Illinois help Illinois. Why are we over here and these people are hitting and missing with the information when we have cornered it, we have marketed, we've been there and we've done that. We also know that Chicago or Illinois is the toughest to get licensed according to everyone else. But like I always say, we don't know anything else. I haven't been licensed in Connecticut or Tampa, you know what I'm saying? I only know the process for Illinois. So was it difficult to me? No, because I don't know another process. So when everybody rags on Illinois, Illinois is Illinois, and we got Illinois. So those of you that are needing the assistance, again, definitely reach out. But there are some services we're not going to charge your arm and a leg for, but there will be a fee attached to them because of the amount, the volume of work that it takes to put some of this stuff together. it's a lot. When you start, proceeding on with this process, you'll know exactly what I'm speaking about. And we'll talk about all of those resources a little later. But our speakers, they have arrived. They are coming into the room, and we're so excited to have each and every one of them. Our first speaker, not sure if whoever is manning the chat or the participants, can someone check to see if has she arrived yet? Stephanie Johnston.
Hey, Dorothy, I'm here.
She is here. Wonderful. All right. So our first speaker for this afternoon will be Stephanie Johnston. She's a HCMS specialist. And she's going to be speaking, and she's going to be talking about Viventum. She's going to be taking, us on this journey. And she's going to be breaking some information down to us that can be very, very useful for our agency. So at this time, we are going to introduce to some and present to others Ms. Stephanie Johnson, a HCM specialist with Viventum. Stephanie?
Thank you so much, Dorothy. I will get my screen shared very quickly. Awesome. Can you all see that okay?
Yes.
Ma'am.
Okay. Awesome. Perfect. Well, it is absolutely wonderful to meet everybody today. I am very appreciative to get the opportunity to speak to you all and overall just talk about what Viventum is, what we're doing in the space for other home care agency owners, and then more specifically, what makes us different. My name is Stephanie Johnston. I am an occupational therapist by trade. So I come from the world of caregiving, providing care to others. And I've been with Viventum for a little over 2 years now. So I'll give a little bit of a background about Viventum. We are an HR and payroll company. We started out as BDB Payroll, which was considered a general market payroll provider a little over 30 years ago. It wasn't until closer to around 2015 to 2016 that we started taking on more home care clients. During that period, it became very, very clear to us how complex this industry is. It is not the same thing as a law firm or a restaurant. This is a 24/7 operating industry. And so in order to meet the needs of our clients, we actually rebranded our entire company into what is Viventum today. So all of our resources, all of our development, all of our enhancements are built specifically for you as the home care agency owner. And we're releasing those updates typically every 3 to 4 weeks. We have a very, very deep understanding of the industry's challenges, all the way up from our C-suites, our CEO, all the way down to our client support managers. So some of those challenges that, of course, y'all are going to be, very familiar with are finding and retaining caregivers, ensuring compliance, climbing the hurdles of, the ever evolving trends and changes that go on, and then, of course, technology itself. So as far as our service standards and kind of our footprint across the United States, we are in all 50 states today. We have about 7,000 clients. Those client sizes range from startup agencies who this is their first go around. They don't have any clients. They have no caregivers. They're trying to get off the ground, all the way up to multi-state agencies that have grown to thousands of caregivers. The reason why I bring that up is that for Viventum, no client is too small and no client is too big. We want to grow with you, and we want to provide a bespoke solution that's meant for you as the client and not the other way around. Excuse me. Some of our awards that you see on the right-hand side, not going to go into a ton of them, but it's really just to speak to our user experience. All of our technology was built for the caregiver in mind. We know that technology, if it's not easy to use, your caregivers aren't going to use it, which means they're going to end up in your office more often than not, which is taking you away from the field, being able to market, being able to network, and overall being able to provide good care to your clients so that you can grow your agency. So you're probably wondering, Viventum, okay, you're an HR and payroll provider, but what actually makes you different? In addition to our industry expertise, we operate off of 3 main pillars. The first being extremely flexible software. The second being a highly complex payroll logic, which is the powerhouse of our system. And then the third, expert guidance. So within Flexible Software, if you do have the opportunity to see the system, you're going to find out very quickly that it is very, very easy to navigate, highly intuitive. The actual infrastructure is cloud-based and browser agnostic, so you can access on a plane, at home, in the office, on the beach. Our system is also versionless. So as your agency grows, this tends to be something that a lot of agencies I speak with are not anticipating. A lot of payroll systems, they have different versions. As your agency grows, you might have to be off-boarded onto one, onboarded onto another. For Viventium, we are versionless. And so as we roll out these enhancements, they're going to be released directly into the platform. You, of course, will be the first ones to know about it. A more exciting feature is our integration. So in addition to CareSmarts 360, we also integrate with over 50 agency management systems. These are relationships that we as a company have proactively gone out and sought. We know that timekeeping alone is extremely complex. And if you're using Medicaid or you're using any agency management system, you're forced to take that time and use that to process payroll. So for a lot of general market providers, they struggle with that import capability. And I'll get into some more specifics in a moment of how that can trickle down to the caregiver experience. Last area within Flexible Software is that all of our products are a la carte. We know that not every home care agency is in the same chapter. And we know that every home care agency's needs are going to be different. So myself and my team, we go through a very, very thorough process to understand what your immediate goals are so that we can come up with a business plan and figure out what specific solutions are going to be most impactful to you right now. As far as payroll goes, which you all know is going to be one of the most daunting tasks as an agency owner, our payroll logic, it is the only one of its kind in the industry. Our system, in contrast to other payroll systems, we actually operate off of date of service rather than check date. So what that means is that when we're going in to pull the time out of your agency management system, our payroll processor is going to map out every single EVV data point with exception of the client information for HIPAA purposes. So we're going to be pulling time in, time out, date of service, the hours that were worked, pay rate if applicable, and we can even include memos. If you have caregivers who are working, maybe providing different levels of care, maybe they're providing care for a VA client, which is a different pay rate than maybe a private pay client. All of that information is mapped out. And then from that point, we are able to automate every aspect of payroll for you. So that's going to include shift differentials, incentive pay, holiday, weekend, blended rate overtime. And in the event you miss a shift and you have to go back and retroactively pay someone for a shift that was missed, we can automatically and accurately do real-time retroactive pay. That is, I do want to be very explicitly clear, going to be very different than just cutting someone a quick check. We will automatically reconcile your taxes, any deductions. We'll check for garnishments, deductions and arrears as well. And we can do an automatic look back to determine, did that additional shift send that caregiver into overtime? So no matter where you are in your, home care agency chapter, we will be able to help you get off the ground running, know that you're processing payroll and your taxes accurately so that you can feel confident and not, be worried about things that your payroll company should be able to do for you. The last pillar is our expert guidance, kind of going hand in hand what I just mentioned. So our client support team, it's called Team Health. We are all in-house. We do not hire third-party companies to provide client support. So you're not going to be calling into a 1-800 number that might be serving other industries like restaurants, general businesses. You're not going to have to explain the industry lingo. We're going to know exactly what you're talking about so that we can provide a timely response and resolution to any challenges you might have. In addition to our services, we also have free webinars. So I would definitely encourage you, if you haven't, to check out viventium.com. Go into the webinars page. We roll out webinars that are led by our in-house tax and compliance leaders every typically 2 to 3 weeks. That's going to be topics, policies, trends, what other home care agencies are talking about, state-specific changes that might actually impact your business. Those are things that we are proactively doing for you. Last couple of areas to mention is our deep knowledge of state-specific requirements. Dorothy mentioned, you know, the licensing alone with Medicaid in the state is highly complex. That can also trickle into payroll and tax filing. So for us, we're going to be able to know exactly what the federal, state, and then local level taxes are so that they are properly set up before you start actually officially processing for payroll. And then the last area that I'll mention is that we can actually track for variable hour caregivers. We know that caregiving is not typically 40 hours a week. You might have turnover. You might have individuals who maybe 1 week they're working 26 hours, the next week they're working 40. And so being able to track for ACA compliance to determine when you truly are an ALE group is going to be huge for your business. Our company does that automatically for you to make sure that you are in compliance. And when you do grow and you become an ALE and you are legally required to offer benefits, we're going to be the first ones to notify you of that. So this is a quick screenshot of our custom pay stub that again is built for home care agency owners. I am going to zoom in so you can see it. This is all derived from the time import and our custom mapping. So in comparison to a traditional payroll provider, we are actually going to be able to give your caregiver the utmost pay transparency that is possible. Your caregiver will be able to see the type of service. You can include memos as well, the charge date, time in, time out, the hours that were worked, the rate they were received, and then the total amount. Most payroll providers are just going to give you bulk hours, which if you've all been a caregiver, you know it can get really confusing when you have different pay rates. You're working different hours each week. Can cause a lot of confusion. And the last thing we want is for your caregivers to be in your office asking questions, unsure about their pay. We want to provide that transparency for them. And then also in the event you get audited, every bit of information is where it needs to be. You can provide this pay stub and then all of your questions and concerns are answered. So a couple of other things to note on this pay stub is that you'll see regular hours. And then we're also going to break out the overtime premium. If there is multiple rates that are being worked, we will actually blend that per FLSA law to get the blended overtime average. We will also disclose that here in this bottom right-hand side. And then if you need to retroactively pay a caregiver for old hours, we will break that out, taking it a third step further. Again, doing a real-time look back. Did they go into overtime? Do we need to blend any rates? And if so, what is that overtime average? I will be sending a screenshot of this custom detailed pay stub. And then all of the information that I just reviewed is right here. So to kind of wrap things up, this is our solution summary at a glance. We do everything from hire to retire. So recruitment, if that's something you're focused on, we have an applicant tracking process and an onboarding system that is built for the mobile device. We know that 99% of caregivers are operating from their cell phone. Most people don't even have a desktop anymore. So being able to get a quick and easy onboarding process in place, extracting all of the data that you need from a compliance standpoint to get them fully hired, whether it's WOTC screening, I-9 E-Verify, HIPAA acknowledgement, handbook acknowledgement, offer letter, all of those items that you will need to obtain to get them on board, we can handle directly for you. And then, of course, you see our payroll and HRIS, which is the powerhouse. Additional solutions that can be added on would be timekeeping for your office staff, business intelligence, which is robust reporting capabilities, ACA compliance, benefits administration, HR advisory, learning management. Something to note about our learning management is that it's going to be the only learning management system that is directly integrated into the employee self-service app. So the only two apps that your caregivers will have to manage are the agency management system and then the Viventium ESS app. From there, they can access their pay stubs, learning management, pay on demand, company documents, PTO, their personal checking information. Everything is going to be a one-stop shop within the Viventium app for you. And then the last thing I'll mention is just this earned wage access. So if you haven't considered offering pay on demand, I would say 50% or more at this point of all home care agency owners are either evaluating it or have already implemented it. It's a huge competitive advantage, especially for caregivers who might be living paycheck to paycheck. It's going to be vastly different than, an advance loan. They'll be able to pull out a percentage of their wages before payday, give them that additional layer of flexibility from a financial standpoint. And it's also proven to reduce absenteeism and increase retention. So closing thoughts, these are just a couple of wonderful quotes from our happy clients that also have home care agencies. Overall, would love the opportunity to sit down with each of you to learn more about your specific business, see how Viventium can help. Maybe it's now, maybe it's not now, but in 6 months, depending on where you are in your journey. If you have any questions at all, you want to pick my brain, you want to schedule a meeting to learn more, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'm going to display my information on this next page here. Feel free to take a screenshot. I'll be sending it over after the meeting. Like I said, call, text, whatever's easiest. Would absolutely love to get to speak to each and every one of you.
Stephanie, if you don't mind, if you can just drop it in the chat in the event they can't get this information. If you don't mind doing that, that'd be great.
Yes, of course, Octavia. I'll do that right now. But that concludes my presentation. Again, thank you so much. I've had the pleasure of working with Tiffany and Felicia. They've been phenomenal. So just very, very grateful to be included in this group.
Thank you so much once again, Stephanie. If I could give you a round of applause, I would.
Thank you.
Yes, we're so thankful for you, Stephanie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely thank you. And I just like how you made it so simple. I really appreciate that. So if you could definitely leave your information in the chat. Those of you, the session is being recorded, so keep in mind, you can just go back and get the recording and listen to everything if you've missed anything. So definitely, once again, thank you, Stephanie. And we do know that she works with Felicia and Tiffany. So we have testimonials of those that work with this company. And this is one of the reasons why Stephanie is here today, because it's been proven. It's definitely been proven. So they're thanking you all in the chat, and it's just wonderful. So again, once again, Stephanie, thank you. And we can follow up with you via email or your office phone number or text. So thank you again. All right. So we want to see if Cherie Adams, I don't know if she's here. We're going to call her up after Aaron speaks, but Cherie, if you're here, just let us know in the chat, because we have so many numbers in the chat that we can't identify you. But in the meantime, we have another wonderful speaker coming up. Just a wonderful, wonderful lady. I love her. I fell in love with her. We got to video chat, and she's just down to earth. And I just enjoy speaking with her. So this is Erin Cahill. She's the account executive with CareSmarts 360. Again, a couple of us are using this software. So another testimonial for this company. And again, we thought we would come and bring this resource to the webinar. So at this time, we're going to introduce to some and present to others our speaker, Erin Cahill with CareSmarts 360.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. Thank you, everyone, for having me. I really appreciate being here and taking the time out to learn a little bit about CareSmarts. So I'll share my screen here. I'm going to tell you a little bit of background information about CareSmarts, and then I'm actually going to jump into our platform, because I just want to show you a few things that I think you'll appreciate as agency owners. So can everyone see my screen there? Just want to make sure that is screen sharing.
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. Yeah, so just some quick background on CareSmarts 360. We have been around for 14 years. We are the industry leader in the home care software space. So you can see just some of the awards that we consistently win there at the bottom. And that includes most recommended software, best value, quality choice, and best support. It is an all-in-one home care software. So you can do everything from your onboarding, your training, your hiring, scheduling, reporting, EVV, payroll, billing, and more. Everything is HIPAA compliant, so your client details are always going to be safe and secure in our system. And everything is extremely customizable. Similar to what Stephanie said, we work with agencies of all sizes. So we have agencies that have yet to even get their licenses, all the way up to agencies that have multi-states, thousands of clients and caregivers. So we are really able to adapt and grow with you and even help you get your business off the ground. So we've got a lot of features to help you do that. Everything, like I said, is customizable. So if you are already running your agency and you have a certain way, certain processes that you have in place, we want to learn what that looks like for you today and then help you implement that in our system so that you can streamline everything, automate everything, and hopefully save a lot of time for you, your office staff, and your caregivers. So I'm actually going to jump into the demo here of what our software looks like, just to give you a really quick overview. Within the CareSmarts platform, your office staff is going to have a web portal and an app so that they can access everything in real time, no matter where you are. If you're working from home, if you are working on the road, you are still able to do everything that you need to run your agency. For your caregivers, they are also going to have their own web portal and app so that they can clock in and clock out for those EVV. They can see their shifts, they can see their shift tasks, anything that you choose to make available to your caregiving team. And then we also have a family and client portal. So this is a really key piece that not all home care softwares offer, but it's a really nice value add for your clients and their loved ones, because you can share their care documents, you can share their schedules, their invoices, even for those private pay clients, really anything that you would need to make available, and you can communicate directly with them in there. On the left-hand side of my screen, this is the drop-down menu of all the modules that you would need to go into on a regular basis. Anywhere you see CareSmarts 360, that's actually going to be white labeled for you. So it's going to replace CareSmarts there with your own name and logo. So, of course, in the interest of time, I'm just going to touch on a few different key pieces here. I do want to note that within our system, we can bill for private pay, Medicaid, VA, and any types of insurances. We are integrated in Illinois with both HHA Exchange and SanData, as well as the different MCOs and payers in the states. So let me just go through a few of these key alerts here at the top, because these are what's going to be, anything that's urgent is going to appear for you. So anytime you have a missed clock in or clock out from your caregivers, you're going to be able to see that right here on the screen, adjust the time, and that would sync for your payroll and billing purposes. Open tasks, any to-do list items that you need to assign yourself or to anyone else in your office team, you can assign that here, and that when they log on, they will see anything that they need to complete. Authorization expiration is a really key piece. For your Medicaid waivers, your VA waivers, for example, you're going to see exactly when they are expiring for each of your clients, so that we make sure that you're not scheduling any clients beyond when their waivers are valid, because of course we want to make sure that you're getting paid for the care that you're giving. And compliance expiration, that is going to be for your caregivers. Any of their licenses, training, or certifications, not only are you going to get the alert, but the caregiver is also going to get the alert in there so that they know that they need to renew that. And they can even take a photo of that new document right from their caregiver app or portal and upload that for you at the office. So you can see that this is really streamlined so that nothing is missed or forgotten. Last thing I want to show you here on this top bar is the open shifts. This is one of the most loved features. It becomes especially valuable as you grow and bring on more clients and caregivers, because we match all of our clients and caregivers, but their skills, attributes, and availability, so that we know when you're scheduling a shift, you're not going to have to restaff that because we've overlooked a key detail. So for example, let me use the example here of Norman Peterson. We've got a scheduled shift here. I don't have any caregiver requests for this particular shift, but if I click Find Caregiver, that's going to show me all the list of caregivers that are compatible to work with this client and also available. So in this case, with our client Norman, I've got 25 caregivers that match the criteria to work here with Norman, and I can see the distance and time it would take for any of those caregivers to get to the client's home. I can see not only, of course, are they compatible, but if they've worked together in the past, I can see how many hours. So I can go ahead and assign that directly to a caregiver, or I can send them a text or email right through the system and offer that shift to them. In the case where you have someone that calls out sick or is a no-show, if you've got to get this restaffed as quickly as possible, so we know that happens, in that case, you can send everyone a text or email offering up that shift. As soon as they let you know who is available, you can assign it to one caregiver and decline the rest, and there's no confusion because it all happens in the CareSmarts platform. So you don't have to be sending emails back and forth, calling your caregivers. You can quickly assign that right through our system. Within the portal as well for your office team, it's all user-based permissions, so you are always able to decide who has access to different areas as well as how much access they have. I'm just going to touch briefly on some of our features here. We have a very comprehensive system. However, we have a really robust onboarding as well. So like I said, we're going to learn how you run your agency. We're going to help you set that up and make sure that everything makes sense for how you run your business today. So we have all of your client and caregiver profiles within the system, and within all of your client and caregiver profiles, we have all of that information. You can filter those by your offices, your territories that you service, active or inactive clients or individuals. And when we actually look at a client profile, we can see all the information that's attached to that individual. So you can see here, we've got space for HR, we've got space for pay rates, bill rates. All of that information is automatically synced for payroll and billing purposes. We can see their schedules, their communication, their tasks. You can even do your assessments and care plans directly in our system, and your clients and nurses doing the assessment can even digitally sign off on that. So when you're working with CareSmart, there's really no need for any paper documentation, but you're always able to download anything or export any data as you need. But we're really trying to make sure that everything's streamlined and to cut down on the data entry that anyone on your team has to do. For caregivers, quick thing I want to tell you about is that we actually give you a link that you can place on your website or on any job board. When anyone clicks on that link and fills out that application, you're going to see all those applications right here in the CareSmart system. So you don't have to worry about downloading and uploading all those resumes. You can filter them by where they are in the interview and hiring process. You can communicate with those applicants directly through the system. And when you're ready to bring someone on board, you just click Convert to Caregiver in their application, and they're going to carry right over to our caregiver profiles as well. So quickly again, once you click on your caregiver profiles, we have all of that information attached for each individual. So HR, if Cindy here has a different pay rate, different time and mileage rate, we can set that up once. That's going to sync for payroll and billing purposes. We can see all of her documentation, her forms. We can set up alerts to ensure that no one in the office accidentally schedules her when she is unavailable. We have all of that in the system here for you. And you can also choose to make any information available to your clients and families in the client portal, or any information available to your caregivers in that caregiver app and portal. Again, in the interest of time, I'm not going to go through the caregiver app here now, but we do have that EVV capability. We have backup telephony so that your caregivers can call in to clock in and out when they need to. And a really key piece is that we have that offline capability. So even if they are in a rural or remote area, that's going to be uploaded when they are back in range. So we're able to set all of that up so that you can do your EVV and your billing through our system. Under the scheduling, we've got a bunch of schedule views here. Just quickly going to touch on the schedule calendar because that's where you can see everything in one place so that you can quickly schedule as needed. We have easy color coding so that you can see everything in one place. And for those open shifts, for example, so if you have shifts where caregivers have not been scheduled yet, you can quickly assign one by clicking Find Caregiver, going back to that compatibility matching screen, or assigning one right from your list. And with all of the things in our system, during onboarding, we help you set up your office settings. So if you want to ensure that you're getting alert if someone's going into overtime, if you want to get an alert if someone doesn't have that correct designation, or if they are not up to date with particular designations for your caregivers, we can set that type of information up so that we make sure nothing's overlooked in the system. Briefly, as I mentioned, we can do payroll and billing. So we would have all of your settings set up in the system so that we can automatically generate your invoices and payroll, which can then be sent through to a third-party system. So you're not going to have to manually do any of that, input any of that data. It's going to be created for you and then sent through. We have a bunch of integrations. We integrate directly with Gusto, QuickBooks, Sage, ADP, Viventium, Paychex, and TapCheck, but we can also work with any other system as well. So really cutting down on the amount of hours. If you're currently doing any of that manually today, we can take that load off of you. Training, you're actually able to offer offer training right through the CareSmart system. So you can make that available to your caregivers in that caregiver app and portal and have them up to date on their different courses, certificates, anything like that. We've got over 200 standard reports built out in the CareSmart system, so you can quickly learn all the data detail that you need for your business and how it's running. You can favorite the ones that you use most often, and you can also create custom reports right through the system because it is an all-in-one. And for that EBV, like I said, we've got that direct integration with SanData and HHA Exchange. That's going to pull your EBV information into a quick report. And then there's a button that says send to SanData, send to HHA Exchange. That's going to send right through to the aggregator for you. And we help you set all of that up during onboarding. And then the last piece is that AI dashboard. So again, something really unique in our system is that this is going to give you AI insights that can be quite hard to come by. It's especially about your caregiving team. And in particular, if you've got any caregivers that might be at risk of leaving the agency, this is going to give you that heads up ahead of time. So sales forecasting here as well. That's going to give you weekly, monthly, and yearly projected versus actual values, as well as your top customers and your top revenue sources. So we're really trying to give you that insight so that you can grow and scale your business as you choose. So really quick overview there, but just want to let everyone know that, you know, I would love the opportunity to meet with any of you. I'll leave my information in the chat as well. If anyone would like to go through a demo, or if you have any questions, even if you're not looking right now, if it's down the road, would love to have a meeting and just tell you a little bit more about our system and how we might be able to help your agency.
All right, thank you so much, Erin. We definitely love the presentation. Again, her information is on the screen, or she's going to put it there in the chat. If you need those demos, definitely follow up with her. She is amazing. And just like her presentation today, she does the same thing for her demos. So she's phenomenal. And again, there's a few of us using her services. There's a few of us using CareSmart 360. So it comes highly recommended. So definitely thank you once again. We appreciate you. It's a Sunday evening, so we definitely thank you for stopping by. All right, so we're going to call on Cherie Adams. I'm not sure if she is in the room. If she has made it to the Zoom, I did reach out her via text. And if she's here, Cherie, can you speak? Okay, so she has not made it. So, and that's good. She didn't respond to the text, and that's fine. And just keep in mind, when we're picking software companies, we're picking insurance companies. This is business, guys. This is business, and we take our business seriously. I know for me, I like response, and I'm big on that. If I call you and you call me back, I love that. If you email me, I email you back. I love that. I don't like companies and businesses that I have to chase down to give them my money. So I don't like that. So definitely, once again, Erin has been very responsive, and I definitely appreciate that. Thank you again. Now we're going to move on to our testimonials. This is a part of the webinar that you are going to simply enjoy, because we're going to talk about our process, what that looked like for us. And this way you'll know that this thing is real. It will be relatable. And again, we're all in this together. All of us pretty much are starting our home service agency. So you might experience some of the hiccups that we have experienced. But nonetheless, it has been a great, great journey. Up first is Geraldine D. Ocampo. We're going to have her come, and she's going to talk about her process, what it was like, and you know, where exactly she is in the process of getting her license. Geraldine?
Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Geraldine, and my company's name is Homewell Care Services, and I'm here located in Chicago. So first of all, I have my license already back in June. And the process is really not so easy, because it took us 11 months to successfully gain it. and it's with help of lawyers, just to get all the information and everything. I have to pay so much money. And 11 months with the office that I have been renting since day one of the process of my license. Yeah, 11 months without doing nothing is really painful. And then I was almost at the verge of losing it because the funding we have is some family medical issues, and the process, we have every month we start paying the rent and other vendors, and we're still, while we're still waiting for the license, it's just hard. So I don't know anything about any group, but because of my situation, I had to look. And, I was in one group, and then I was not comfortable asking. I feel so embarrassed because, I thought, some people would think, why am I in this business? I don't know anything, but, luckily there's one person who found me, who answered some of my question, and she took me into this group. She is Tiffany. So I am very, very thankful for her, bringing me into this group. And, the franchise fee is excruciating. I mean, I paid fortune for the franchise. And everything, I mean, I'm still thankful because, they gave me so much knowledge. But, of course, I have to pay. And in this group, everything that I've learned from them is right here for free. So it's just, I cried. I'm telling you, everyone, I cried when I found this group. Man, I did so much when this group can help me out. Yeah, so yeah, this is very, the group is very informative, and the sisterhood, all the information that you need, just one click, ask everything you need, it's here. They are very, very generous. You guys are very generous with the information that we need just to, get this. I'm in the business, I'm starting, although I have my license back in June, I'm still struggling. But with all the help, the information that you're giving me, I am confident that, sooner or later, I'm gonna be, as successful as like you guys. So yeah, that's how it started. But I'm really glad that I'm here in this group. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to have you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So up next, we're going to have Felicia Washington. She's going to come on and talk about her process, about her agency, where it's located, and where she's at as far as her licensing. So Felicia, floor is yours.
All right, let me get started. Let me see, let me pull up I actually put a thing together.
Did you?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Hello to everyone.
Hey, Felicia.
My name is Felicia. For those who is not familiar, I am partnered with Tiffany as owners of More Healing Care LLC. I'm honored to share my testimonial and home care journey with you today. In 3 weeks, I will be celebrating, I will be able to celebrate me dedicating 16 years of my life to home care, a path deeply inspired by my mom, who was also a caregiver up until her retirement. Growing up, I witnessed her embody compassion and selflessness, and those who value and those values have profoundly shaped my approach for caregiving. Today, I am an owner of a home care agency, a dream that not only reflects my commitment to providing exceptional care, but also honors my mother's legacy. This journey has been one of immense fulfillment, allowing me to witness the transformative power of compassionate care and the deep connections that can be formed along the way. I recently had the privilege to witness the men and women in our Illinois home care group supporting each other throughout our journey of home care ownership. Over my 16 years in this profession, I've given support solutions to my mom, my dad, and my brother, alongside countless clients, whereas over the time, some have even become like family. My journey has given me unique insights into the importance of empathy, patience, and understanding. The bonds I built over the years are invaluable, and I cherish every moment spent with those I care for. Throughout the challenges and triumphs, I've learned that home care is not just a job, it's a calling, and that's integrated into my DNA. It requires an unwavering commitment to serving others and that a pure heart open to building meaningful relationships. Each story, every smile, and even each tear has enriched my life in ways I never anticipated. As I continue this journey as a co-owner of More Healing Care, alongside my 32-year best friend, I do so with immense pride, knowing that I am carrying on my mother's legacy in care. We also offer the prospective owners to get their proper policy and procedures to get them started. Please reach out because we are here to help in every way possible. I look forward to making a lasting difference in the lives of others, just as the people close to me have. Thank you for allowing me to share my journey with you, and I hope to inspire others to see the beauty and significance of this work that we love to do. Blessings to you all. And that's it.
Felicia. Thank you. Good job.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you
Oh,
so
y'all
much.
ain't see my video. I thought I shared that too. I'm sorry.
Damn.
And
No, we
what
didn't
I like
see.
is that you were saying that it's a job that you love, and
Yes,
that's one of the most important factors we as business owners need to look at. We need to hire people that have a passion to do this
yes,
because
ma'am.
it's a calling. It's not just a quick paycheck. You have to be called
Exactly.
to do this kind of work, and you have to have a level of compassion
Yep.
that supersedes just a client to caregiver ratio. Like, you need to look at them like they're your own family, because
That
one
is true.
day it could be. So I
That is
definitely
true.
appreciate your testimony.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So I think up next, we're going to have Charmaine Landingham. She's going to come and talk about her experience on this journey and how we all met. And then following Charmaine will be none other than Liv Shorty, our nurse, what we call her unit secretary, but she's going to come and speak after Charmaine has spoken. And then, we're going to be wrapping things up. We're going to be providing some resources and tools, and then we're going to have some Q&A. So at this time, Charmaine.
Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can see me and hear me fine. My name is Charmaine Landingham. Just as a brief overview from what I spoke on earlier, this group was created when I was in the other Facebook groups trying to get some information pertaining to Illinois, and I wasn't quite getting anywhere with seeing the the people saying that they were experts in policy procedures, but then they were tailored to different states. As mentioned before, Illinois is a different ballgame. It's very, very more strict than other states. Obviously, you start with the $1,500 fee and learning that some other places have $300 versus taking us almost 6 months. They tell you up front 6 months to anticipate versus someone getting their license within 2 months in another state. So this group was created to bring everyone that's going through the same journey and process as I am going through together, so that way we can help each other and it doesn't be a situation where I'm looking and picking and find the information that I needed to help me get with this program. So I am the owner of Joland Home Care. It is a non-medical home services agency here in Chicago. Currently licensed for Cook, DuPage, and Will County. I am my day job is a first responder. My calling is going to be home care. And it kind of takes place with each other, where I had an incident where I saw a elderly person in position where if she needed the help and had the help that she needed, she wouldn't have been in this position where she was going through turmoil. I'll put it that way. The way that this group has helped me, after we've gotten, like Ms. Dorothy explained, we have like almost 100 people together with the group and our Facebook Messenger group as well. I have shortened my process dramatically. I first applied in June, the first week of June. I had my WebEx survey set up for the first week of August. That was before the change happened within the state. So from June to August, I was able to get all of my policies, procedures, all of the documents that was necessary, and all of the help in knowing how to proceed with the process with the Illinois Department of Public Health. So that cut back a lot on the back and forth. Okay, I need you to correct this, I need you to correct that, which can take up to 4 weeks for them to respond or let you know anything. So this group had made it very easy for me to have the day I put in my application to the day my survey was to be set within 2.5 months versus the 6-month process. And that's because of this group and the resources that everyone was, providing to me and saying, when I learned of something, if I knew something, I shared it freely. I had no qualms with that because my goal is to see everyone succeed. I'm a girl's girl, so I don't have any harps on if someone has an agency that's a town or 2 over from me. It does not matter to me. My goal and the goal of this group was to be a resource to each other here in Illinois. Just as stated before, I am located here in Chicago, but we do have people that's in Waukegan, people close to Springfield. So it is a vast majority, not vast majority, but a vast area of the state that participates in this group. So don't think just because you're not in a certain county that majority of us are in. Someone in this group might be in the county in the area that you're in, and they can help you with whatever questions you may need. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Joland Home Care, and that wonderful presentation. And she's right, every process is different, but nonetheless, we're all here to help you because the state of Illinois' requirements are just that. They're their requirements. And it's the same for home, non-medical home services agency. If it's a group home, it might be a little different. If it's home health, it might be a little different. But like we were saying, everybody holds a license for something different. So we just want to be of assistance to you. Up next, we're going to have Shayna Smith. She's going to talk about her process, some of the services. We're going to talk about that later, but she's going to talk about her process and what it was like and how we all met and came together. And
you went on mute, but
I sure did. Up next is Shayna. I looked down, I was trying to mute and I was already muted. Up next, Shayna Smith. She's going to take us on the journey of how we met, how we've come together, and what her process is looking like. Every process is different, whether you are home health, whether you are group home. The state requires certain requirements and certain paperwork that has to be turned in. That's what we're here for, to help you cross that finish line. And I know Shayna has been a great resource. So at this time, we are going to give the floor to Shayna.
Thank you, Dorothy. So my name is Shayna, and I am the representative of Memorabilia Home Care Service. We started off, originated in Houston, Texas. I started off, the reason why I got into home care was I was a caregiver first. I did it for temporarily down in Houston, and then by I'm just gonna say by spirit, by like my career is a business consultant. So me transitioning to caregiving was, challenging, but it was a great life experience. I ended up, I was like, I can't work for anyone that long. So I decided to start my own home care agency. I just see how it's flowing. I'm always a person that works into the business and then I start my own thing. I always been like that my whole life. So I once I started my own agency at this time, I'm really plotting, I'm working with a lot of caregivers and I'm plotting like, oh, I like how she works. Oh, I like how she works. And I know like they don't pay that much down there. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I connect with these women. So I won't say it was easy for me because it's hard here in Illinois for me, like really bad. So like in Texas, I started soon. I had clients already, and then I had employees. So I'm great in Houston, no complaints. I'm great. So came to Illinois because I've started another project, which is group homes, and I'm still going through it. I'm not even licensed yet or anything of that nature, but I know everything to do to get my license because I'm in this group. I think we were in another group and I seen Dorothy name and I was like, oh, I know this name. And me and her daughters are friends. We were friends. So I was like, hold on, let me reach out to her daughter. Like, let me see if this her mom, And then she was like, yeah. I was like, okay. So when I reached out to her, I was like, oh, this is amazing. Found the group, Illinois group. And, I've seen everyone transition to something so great right now. And I'm just very thankful that I'm able to be in a group. We're not holding back anything. We research together. We talk about other things like anything when it's personal. We help each other, build each other up, and just giving each other encouraging words and, just being able to find like-minded individuals that's able to start something like this. We are in all these other groups, like, Dorothy was saying, everyone is in Kentucky, Texas, Indiana, so it's like just having this group within itself is just a game changer. I'm just really looking forward to, the rest of the success that we're going to have together. Hopefully we get more individuals that's starting and then, we actually are paving the way for the ones that's starting. So I'm just excited and I'm a yield the flow.
I'm excited too. And like you said, we're paving the way for those that's going to come behind us.
Mhm.
So if you all are, I can see we have a lot of participants here today. Share the Facebook page. Encourage people to come and be a part. Those that that might be thinking about it. Like Shayna said, she was a caregiver and she was like, you know what, I can do this. She watched other CNAs and you know what, it has to start somewhere. It has to be a thought. And that thought came to her. She had this epiphany and like, you know what, I can do this. So she linked up with us and we're all helping her, along this process. So now we're going to talk about some of the resources that we're going to make available to each and every one of you and those who want to listen to the playbacks, because we have the resources you need. Like we have the goodies. A lot of us, like I said, have finished the Crossline already. So we have an entire packet, everything you need for the Illinois market. We have from start to finish. Shayna, we're going to introduce her again. We're going to bring her up and she's going to talk about business startup. This, like she said, this is her expertise. So she's going to talk about business startup. Shayna, back to you again.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so, when we are starting any kind of business, a lot of times we don't know where to start. That's where I come in at, especially when it comes to we're going to speak about this specifically, home care agency. Um, when we got connected, it was a lot of individuals in the group, like they don't know where to start, they didn't know what to name their business, they didn't know where to, how to get it registered or anything of that nature. So that's where I come in at. I help you structure the company, and then we can get into funding and everything of that later on. But once you have it structured correctly, because you're gonna need that to get your license. You're gonna need the phone number, you're gonna need the email address, professional business email address, phone number. You're going to need the websites, and the websites are very important because when it is time for you to start doing funding or even, getting clients, you need that website. That website is everything. It's their foundation. It just shows everything that your company needs. So that's where I come in at when it comes to starting your agency. I help you structure it correctly and get ready for the next step, and the next step will be policies and procedure, which would be Tiffany. So if you I don't have to say that part because it's next. So but that's where I come in at. So I'm the beginning part. So when you need help with that, you guys can come and contact me. I'm very reasonable with prices because at this point it's easy to start. It's not like, we're not charging an arm and a leg for everything, like how you go into these other groups, they're charging like 11,000. No, they're not charging that much, but they're charging about $5,000, and you really don't need it's not that much, but we just really doing things from our heart and extending the help for individuals that need it. So Tiffany is next.
All right, Tiffany, are you there? We're going to bring you up to the stage or to the microphone. Tiffany, Neil is going to be talking about policies and procedures. Honey, this is the big to do when you are trying to get your license. And this is where a lot of people, I would say 90%, get stuck. So hold on to your hats. Tiffany?
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today at this webinar, surrounded by you all dedicated professionals who share a common goal to provide the best care possible for our clients. Today, I want to talk about the fundamental aspects of our workers that shapes the quality of care we deliver, mainly the importance of policies, procedures, and compliances within the non-medical home care agency, particularly here in Illinois. I want to start off by talking about the fundamentals, the foundation of quality care. As the non-medical home care providers, we are in a unique position to make a profound difference in the lives of our clients. Our work allows individuals to maintain their independence and dignity while receiving the support they need. However, to deliver the support effectively, we must operate within a structured framework. This is where policies and procedures come to play. Your policies and your procedures are your backbone of your operation. First and foremost, policies and procedures provide the consistency that is crucial in care delivery. They set clear expectations for how services should be rendered and ensure that all caregivers are on the same page. When every team member adheres to the same guidelines, we create a seamless experience to our clients, no matter who is providing care. Consider a situation where a caregiver is faced with an unfamiliar scenario. Without clear policies and procedures, help that responds confidently, ensuring that the clients receive consistent care that aligns with our standards. Policies also play a vital role in training and onboarding new staff. A comprehensive training program grounded in our policies equip new caregivers with the knowledge and skills that need to perform their duties effectively. It fosters an understanding of our values and missions, helping them integrate into our team more smoothly. In Illinois, where regulations can change, regular training sessions help ensure that all team members are up to date. This is essential not only to the compliance, but also to the safety and well-being of our clients. Next, we will talk about the imperative of compliance in Illinois and understanding state regulation. Compliance is not just a best practice, it is a legal requirement in Illinois. Non-medical home care agencies must adhere to specific regulations set forth by the Illinois Department of Public Health and other governing bodies. These regulations are designed to protect our clients and ensure the standards of care that is both ethical and effective. Staying compliant helps us avoid serious consequences, including fines, legal action, and the potential loss of our ability to operate. More importantly, it demonstrates our commitment to providing safe and respectful care to those we serve. At my company, More Healing Care LLC, I'm trying to build trust with my clients. Compliance also plays a critical role in building trust with our clients and their families. When they know that we are adhering to regulations and the best practices, they can have confidence in our ability to care for loved ones. Trust is foundational in our industry, and we must do everything possible to foster it. Lastly, I would like to discuss the benefits of prioritizing compliance. Improving client outcomes. By prioritizing compliance, we ultimately enhance the quality of care we provide. Compliance ensures that we are following best practices and adhering to the highest standards. This leads to better client outcome and increased satisfaction, which is vital to the success of our agencies. Happy clients are our best advocates. When they see the positive impact of our services, they are likely to refer us to others, which can significantly contribute to our growth. Moreover, compliance strengthens our reputation in the community, an agency known for its commitment to ethical practices and high standards of care will attract more clients and retain top talent. In a competitive field, this reputation can set us apart from other agencies. To truly embrace the importance of policies, procedures, and compliance, we must foster a culture of accountability within our organization. Here are a few strategies to help us achieve this. Encourage open dialogue, implement regular training, and gather feedback. In today's fast-paced environment, having well-defined policies is crucial for every organization. My expertise lies in crafting tailored policies and procedures for provisional licensing, regular licensing, the Illinois Department of Rehabilitation, and the Illinois Department of Aging that not only meet regulatory requirements, but also align with your specific operational goals. By partnering with me, you'll benefit from the extensive experience, which ensures that your documentation is clear, concise, and actionable. Let's discuss how I can streamline your process and migrate risk, ultimately contributing to your organization's success, which I think my information is up there if anybody wants to reach out to me for a free consultation. In closing, I want to reiterate that the importance of policies, procedures, and compliance cannot be overstated in our work as non-medical home care providers in Illinois. These elements are cornerstones of delivering exceptional care and maintaining the trust of our clients. Let us commit to upholding these standards and ensuring that our agencies continue to provide the highest qualities of service. Together, we can make a lasting impact on the lives that we serve, creating a community where everyone can thrive in the comfort of their home. Thank you. Oh, one more thing I did want to say. I am affordable. When I first started out, I didn't know how to write policies, which I did learn how to do. And I was paying like $4,000 or $5,000 for the policies, and that's ridiculous. And that's ridiculous. Like when you first start and you you're owning your own business, you're trying to pay your monthly rent, you're trying to pay your Wi-Fi, your cell phone bill, like all the bills that you have accumulating, and then trying to pay $4,000-$5,000 for somebody to do your policies is ridiculous. So I don't charge nowhere near those prices. So if you want help, just reach out to me. I help you in more ways than one, with paperwork, with your policies, with your applications, everything. Just reach out.
Thank you, Tiffany.
You.
She's the GOAT. I'm telling you, she definitely helped me with my policies and procedures. And yes, she was very affordable. When you start reaching out to all of these other people that say they know Illinois, the Illinois market, do you all know that some of the requirements, the administrative codes changed just like 3 months ago? Just like that. Right as some were crossing the finish line, they changed the administrative codes. And these people that don't even live here know that. You see what I'm saying? So be careful who you reach out to. And yes, people are charging $10, $15, $5,000 for these policies and procedure. It is golden. I'm telling you, it's something you have to do, and it has to be on the money. Everything has to be in order. So this is like the meat of your license. When it comes to this point, yes, you can attempt to try and do it yourself. Good luck. I tried. My brain was just not wired that way. I'm like, how in the world am I going to put all this information in some kind of order? And I outsourced it, and I found Tiffany, and that's how we met. And excuse me, and she's been rocking. We all have been rocking together ever since. So find your village, guys. Keep your village. Keep your sisterhood. And this group has just been absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, we're gonna go next. And again, Tiffany's information is going to be in the chat. She's willing to take those one-on-one consultations, and you can talk about what kind of services you're needing, and she can help you further in the process. Now, we're going to be talking about the employee handbook. And again, we're going to be talking about, as far as myself, we're going to be talking about tornado drills and fire drills. Now, these are not state requirements. These are things you need to run your agency. You need to have a client handbook, an employee handbook and a client handbook. But you definitely your employees need to know what's in your policies and procedures, especially those that pertain to them. And they need to be in the employee handbook. Some of the other things that's in the employee handbook is we talk about sexual harassment. We talk about complaints relating to harassment. We talk about confidentiality. We talk about HIPAA, because these are things they need to know as far as HIPAA is concerned, and how HIPAA can be breached. So these are in the employee handbook. We talk about probationary period. We talk about the education requirements, voluntary resignation, because the state requires, when people resign, there's certain requirements that has to be met. And training, we talk about training, also leave of absence. All this stuff is grafted into the employee handbook. So again, I don't have to go over the table of contents, but we have them here if you're needing those table of contents. I also provide fire drills, because the state requires an emergency preparedness, but we need to know how to implement it once we put a worker in the home. If there's a tornado, what are they supposed to do? We have the tornado drill policies on what to do that needs to stay in the home, as well as a fire drill. If there's a fire drill, which these things need to be conducted, if not annually, semi-annually. So we have this information. Again, they're not state requirements, but you definitely need these to run your agency. So when we talk about, we have the entire packet, we have absolutely everything you need to run your agency from start to finish. We're just naming a few. There's a whole, there's client assessment forms, care plans. That we have everything. When we say everything, we have everything you need. So you can definitely hit me up. My information is there on all of the other things that you need. We can help you get that. So definitely hit us up. So we are getting near the end. We are concluding our first annual webinar. It has been absolutely phenomenal. Now is the time where you can ask your questions. We're going to do a Q&A session. Our admins are here so we can answer all of your questions. So if you can just, if you don't want to come off your mic, you can simply put your questions in the chat between Charmaine and our unit secretary. They can, ask your questions for you if you don't want to come off your microphone. So now is an excellent time to ask your questions. All of your concerns, we will deal with them tonight. The floor is open. Any questions? Again, we can deal with them tonight. I don't know if anyone's asking anything in the chat.
No, there's nothing, Dorothy.
Okay, so
Geraldine did put in a group chat about needing her her policy and procedure or something related to the tornadoes that you were talking about.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said Geraldine. She put in a group chat in reference to the startup policies, the handbook. She said that's what she needs now with the employee handbook.
Okay, great. Yeah, so my information is there. Just email me, tell me what you need, and we'll get that over to you. Tiffany's.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Our information on the screen.
I have Miss Vera. She stated that for those who are using CareSmart, what is the price range? That's a very good question, Vera. I actually wanted to ask that question as well because I use ADP, so I definitely wanted to know that as well. So if she's no longer still within our group, you can probably reach out to her and get that information. But for those that are here in our group, that are currently using CareSmart, if you can elaborate on that for her.
It's $120 for 10 clients.
Impact.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Well,
okay, hi. So I have I did my sign up with CareSmarts back in September. I know they are very flexible and you can negotiate your price down with them. So what I did was pay up for the first 6 months, $600, and then the last 6 months is going to be $600, totaling $1,200 for the year. I do know they are flexible because I know other people have been able to get quoted different prices. So it's just all a matter of speaking with them, building this relationship like with Ms. Erin, who was just on this call. She can give you a very reasonable price within your means.
Yeah, I agree with that. She definitely worked with me, and I had to work with her. I had to ask her a couple of times, hey, work with me here. So she was able to reduce that 6 to 3 for me. So, and I don't mind sharing it because, what she did for Charmaine, I couldn't do it. I wasn't able to do it. So I asked her, is there something else she can do? Scripture says you have not because you ask not. All you have to do is ask. All you have to do is ask. Be nice about it. They all know that we're startups. We're just starting. We have 0 clients. So, when you emphasize that, then they're like, okay, well, let me see what I can do. Not to mention that, we're going to be, having these webinars, we're going to have them annually. So we're going to have them back. They need to now offer our people some kind of discounts, and we're going to be looking into that going forward. So, as we refer, you know, at least, you know, some of us can start getting maybe 20% off, or, you know, instead of that 600, maybe 300, you know, so this could be the beginning of something very, very beautiful. Any more
I
questions?
just saw in the chat that someone was paying $330 a month for Vividium. I believe that is a payroll HR company, correct?
Yes.
That's kind of a lot, but they do offer a lot, as we just saw. I do want to make sure that we do know that there are other, just because we put these people on today and they were very helpful in speaking with us, and we are very grateful they did, they are not the end all be all. What this group is us sharing this information with each other so we can make the best informed decision for us and our companies and where we are in the process. So if anyone else had any information about a payroll company, I know with ADP, mine is for bi-weekly. I was quoted $62 per payroll, and they do have an HR option as well.
Thank you. Thank you for that. You know, I have Brooke Allen. Brooke, can you unmute your mic and introduce yourself? Maybe give us some HR pointers. Brooke Allen works in HR, and maybe you can just give us some quick tips on, you know, when we're interviewing people, what are things maybe we could look for? You know, anything that can help us, that would really be great. Is that okay, Brooke? Brooke, are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was cooking dinner. My hands are wet.
I know, sorry.
Well, I don't really have too many tips. I do work in HR. I work in different parts of HR, mainly recruiting. So I do a lot of interviewing in healthcare. And maybe we could talk about that one-on-one, like what kind of questions you can ask the candidates. The biggest thing is the education and the experience. You want to make sure that it's a vibe too with the candidates, because some people just do this for a paycheck. I was a caregiver myself, like the other young lady stated, so I know exactly what it entails to be a caregiver. I was a live-in caregiver and I was a live-out caregiver, and it's a lot when you're doing live-in care. You're away from your families. You have to make sure people is willing to do that if you're going to have live-in caregivers, and then you also need to make sure people have reliable transportation. They have a passion for people. They know how to treat the patients. And mainly that they have experience and the education to back it up, because anybody can pretty much do it. It's just that they have a passion for it, because then you know that your clients are going to be taken care of. So it's more than just, you know, what's on their resume. Is how you're talking to them when you meet them. If you're getting that vibe that it's just a check for them, then you might want to steer away. But it's a little bit of everything. I know when I'm interviewing candidates, I'm looking for more than just, you know, just the education and experience.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I know I put her on the spot, and I know she was cooking. And guys, she is my assistant. She is my assistant as well as my daughter. And we talked about earlier at the top of the hours how sometimes you feel like you're alone in this process, and you need that second party. You need that assistant. You need somebody to bounce ideas off. Sometimes when my brain just stops, you know, you need that person to pick up the mantle and carry it for you, because it is a lot of information, and having an assistant and then your daughter on top of that, it means a lot to me. And I tell her almost all the time, I just really appreciate you. Sometimes she just don't even say nothing. I mean, because I just really appreciate her. And those of us that are not computer savvy, hey, I run to her. I mean, like, she's 40 and I'm not 40. So it's just like, okay, Brooke, how do you copy and paste, or how do you know? So it's just like, yeah, I know that's simple, but it's some other stuff I just like, PDFs and stuff like that. So and when she's not available, because she works a regular 9 to 5, but she works remotely, which is also a blessing to me and my agency, because she can still help me. So find your village. So yeah, I think if there aren't any more questions, all I can say is that this webinar has been a huge success. We definitely want to thank everyone that has tuned in, that has stayed in, that have participated, that has participated in the chat. We thank all of our speakers, Viventum, CareSmarts, and and the one Cherie that did not show up, unfortunately. Maybe something happened, so we're going to still count it all joy. Maybe she had some kind of emergency and wasn't able to articulate that to us, but I will definitely let the admins know if I hear from her. But we wanted to bring the aspect of insurance, so she was our insurance speaker, and unfortunately she was not here today. So definitely we encourage you guys to definitely join the Facebook group, join the chats, participate, and definitely come on Wednesdays, 3:30 Central Standard Time. We have a dynamic just a Zoom class. It's not even a class. We're just asking questions and just keeping everybody abreast of what this process looks like. I'm going to turn it over to the other admins for final closings, and then they can take us out.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, yeah. So my name is Adeniyi. I'm the owner of Tifeo Home Health Care Services. We are based in Palatine. I want to say I've really benefited a lot from this webinar, and it's nice to meet all the participants of this nice program. The question I have is, in Illinois, are we required to have some type of quality assurance performance improvement program? Is it a state requirement? And if it is, how do we do this?
Now, I know for I don't think it was a requirement for the state, but as you begin to apply, I mean, I'll let Tiffany elaborate on that, but as you begin to apply with certain insurance companies, they're going to want to see your quality assurance programs. So there's going to be some things you're going to have to produce, and that goes along with the Illinois Department of Rehab. They're going to be asking for some of these packets and these plans. So I'm going to let Tiffany speak because I think her mic is unmuted. Tiffany, were you going to say something?
No.
Okay, yeah. So you're going to need some of this stuff somewhere along the line. So when we talk about, like, we have that packet, and some of the things that I named today were not state required, but you need them to run your agency effectively. So yes, I do have a quality assurance program. I'm sure Tiffany might have one too. And it's just a whole bunch of other quality assurance, disaster preparedness, all of that. You're going to need that at some level. And just keep in mind when you start, trying to get credential with some of the insurance companies, they're going to want to see them. You're going to have to produce them. The state of Illinois, the Illinois Department of Rehab, another whole list of requirements you're going to need, not the policies and procedures for the state. They're going to ask for a set of policies and procedures to give to them, not to mention a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, thank you. Ade. I was going to call you Ade, but that was a really great question.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So when we say you guys are in the right place at the right time, you are. Just continue, like what Ade did. He came in and said, okay, what about this? What about that? If you need that, hit us up. We can get that information to you.
And I do want to thank everyone who joined us today. I'm going to leave the screen up for a little bit, and as long as anyone needed to get some of the information for our group, I can go back to the resources page if someone missed that and needed that page to be displayed, so they can try to get in contact with the ladies for the resources they may need. But to wrap it up for me, this was very much appreciated. I'm so happy everyone was able to participate, ask the questions, or even just tune in and get the information that we share so much, but hearing it from the first person, not third party, but the first person that's going to be the most resourceful for you. So hopefully we can utilize that contact information that was shared in the chat as well. And if we have any other questions, this is going to be recorded, and I'm sure it'll be shared at a later, more soon time.
Awesome. So it looks like we have to wrap up. And we want to thank everyone again and have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
bye everyone. Have a great week.
All right, have a great
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Wednesday.
Bye.